Okay, what's good, everybody? We are currently getting ready to work on evaluating functions. Okay. Um, if you have not already looked at identifying what a function is, that was the previous video. This video is going to be about evaluating them. Okay. So, yeah, let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. Now, I know some of these videos can be longer, but I make them thorough to where when you finish, you are going to feel really good. And you've got plenty of practice so that you can feel good. If you need extra help, we can help you right there at the school. If you're hearing this and you don't know how, then we haven't had the conversation yet. We have not had the, what do you call those things where everybody goes in the auditorium and we talk about stuff? No, I don't know. That thing. We haven't gone to the auditorium and talked yet, okay? That's fine. We should be soon. So you'll know how to come get help there at the school. And when I say get help, I don't mean like, oh, you're bleeding out, like, come get help. Like, no, I mean like you just want to practice it some more. That's fine. Come on and bring it on. That's what we do all day, every day, and we love it. And you have a whole team of students who want to do this for you and really enjoy it. So come on, bring it on, okay? But this is for you to practice at home. Feel free anytime, and we'll redirect your attention here as well from there so you can practice more at home, because that's really where you get the power. At school, we can set you up to be ready to do it, but at home is where you really get good at it, and then you come back to school and you kill it, okay? Let's do this thing. All right, so evaluating functions, okay? And if you've already fast-forwarded to this part, like I promised you on my videos, I'll write when the video actually starts so you can fast forward in case you need to just jump straight into it, okay? Because I'm all about that in videos. All right, so fine, evaluating functions. Instead of using these big words, let me just take you to something you already probably know. Let's do y equals 2x, okay? And remember from 7th grade that really all these letters mean is they just represent numbers. So, and what numbers, the problem will tell you what numbers. Either that or you will have to solve it, okay? So in this case, if y equals 2x, and I tell you, like, I'm just making this up on the spot. This isn't, I'm just making this up on the spot. You could say x equals 5, fine. What is y then? Okay? What you do is if x equals 5, you literally take that and put it where x is. So let's do that. Y equals 2 times 5. Because remember, when you see two numbers just sitting next to each other in math, that means times. So this means 2 times x. So you're working 2 times, in this case, 5, because we said x equals 5. So when x is 5, y is 10. But what would happen if I said to you x equals 20 instead? Fine, no problem. Y equals 2 times 20. Because again, all we're doing is taking whatever number is here and sticking it where x is. So in this case, y equals 2 times 20 instead, because we said 2x, and x is 20, so 2 times 20. And indeed, this yields 40. Okay? Now you try with just it written this way. Y equals x plus 3. And I'm telling you, just making it up, x equals 10. And try y equals 4x and x equals 5. Now you try. Pause here if you need to. Okay, here come the answers. Hope you're ready. All right, so x equals 10, therefore y equals 10 plus 3. And 10 plus 3 is 13. Y equals 4 times 5. Therefore, y equals 20. That's it. Okay? You've seen this before. And if you haven't, there's your quick refresher. Okay? Now, what I'm about to give to you, and here, let's just work 2 more. I just want you to be real comfortable with this. Say 2x minus 5. And say y equals negative 10x. And make pretend that x equals 3 and x equals -2. These are two different problems. Okay, try that real quick. All right, incoming answers. If you haven't paused me, you need to pause me now. Okay, incoming answers. Here we go. So find y equals 2 times 3 minus 5. So then that equals 6 minus 5, which equals 1. Okay? Y equals -10 times -2. Therefore, -2 times -10, +20. If you got crisscrossing your negative numbers, don't worry about that right now. Okay? As long as you got 10 times 2, great. Now, don't get it twisted. The answer is indeed +20, but I'd rather you be able to solve these and just use your calculator for negative numbers than for you to get hung up on negative numbers and not get this. So if you got 20 or -20, I'm not mad at that. At least you're getting this concept. We can always review negative numbers at another time or in a calculator or come by the classroom, and we're happy to help you. Okay, now, here's where this is headed. Let's zoom out. When you see this, f of x equals 2x minus 5, I'm telling you nothing has changed. Okay? When it comes down to working it out, nothing has really changed. Let me show you what I mean by that. If I say to you x equals 10 here, how would you work that out? Show me. Work just this side out here. Okay? Hopefully you got y equals, and pause me if that was too fast. Okay, here we go. Y equals 2 times 10 minus 5, which is equal to 20 minus 5, which is equal to 15. Okay? No problem. If I say to you over here, f of 10 equals 2x. So if I say to you, f of x equals 2x minus 5, what is f of 10? You literally just do the same thing. What you're doing is you're putting 10 everywhere you see x. So I'm going to rewrite this down here. F of 10 equals 2 times, and put 10 where you see x. Because look at what we did. We took the x out and put a number in its place. So you put the number everywhere you see the x. Take the x out and put the number in its place. That's all that's happening here. So f of 10 would be 20 minus 5, which is 15. That is your answer for this. Okay? Take a moment, look at it. I'm going to bring this down so we can look at it on a fresh sheet of paper. All right. If I say f of x, we're going to use the exact same one, is 2x minus 5. And I ask you, what then is f of 1? We're going to take this 1 here. Hold up, that just doesn't look good on the back of that. Hang on. We're going to take this 1 here, that's much better, and put it everywhere we see the x. So fine. F of 1 is 2 times 1 minus 5. Okay? In fact, here, this might help you see it. Let's do a little bit of color matching here. So you can see that the only thing changing is the 1. The only thing changing is what is in that x's place. That's what you do. And then you put it in there and you solve it. So this should be equal to 2 minus 5, which is negative 3. F of 1 is equal to negative 3 because you put 1 in x's place, and that's just what happened. What is, and let's shrink this so we have more space to work with, because I think it's very important for you to see stuff side by side for these. And I'll go ahead and get rid of this. It's just taking up too much space. What is f of 5? What is f of 5? Okay, try to work that out. Or no, let's work this one out together, and then you can go off on your own in a second, okay? So f of 5 for this, you put 5 everywhere you see that x. So you go 2 times 5 minus 5. Come on down, 10 minus 5, which equals 5. F of 5 equals 5. Okay? Now you try. Remember, when I give you f of some number, if I go f of cat, then you're literally going to stick cat everywhere you see x. So 2 times cat minus 5. And I don't know what that answer is. So f of cat is equal to 2 cat minus 5. Like, that is the answer. You take what you see in there and you stick it where you see the cat, okay? Ain't nothing changed out here. All right, let's try it. All right, so let's stick the cat example over here. Hopefully that's not a thumbnail, because that's going to really confuse people. They're going to be like, what is going on? All right, here we go. F of, say, 3. And give me f of 0. And give me f of negative 2. Okay? Give that a shot. Work those. Remember, what you're doing with each of these is you're taking the number you see that's in the x's spot now, and you are putting it in the x's place, and then just solve it. Just see what happens. Okay? Pause me now if you need to, and prepare to work. Okay, I'm getting ready to give answers. If you have not tried, please try first. This is very important. Otherwise, let's have a look at it together. Okay, so the original problem is f of x equals 2x minus 5. Okay, fine. So then f of 3 would be 2 times 3 minus 5, which should give 6 minus 5, which should give 1. F of 3 equals 1. Okay, can you see that? All right. Pause me now if you just had a light bulb moment and you saw it, and work the other two now, just in case you were stuck. All right, here we go. F of 0 equals 2 times 0 minus 5, which is 0 minus 5, which is negative 5. F of 0 equals negative 5. I think I need to be using different colors so you can see a little better. Okay? F of negative 2 is 2 times negative 2 minus 5. I know that's really scrunched. Work with me here. Which is negative 4 minus 5. For those of you who are like, Mike, why'd you put parentheses? It's just clean form. Don't worry about it. If you didn't put parentheses, no big deal. This is equally valid. It's just not good form. Okay? It's kind of like not using a capital letter at the start of a sentence. Like, you can do it. It's just messy. All right, fine. So negative 4 minus 5. Negative 9. F of negative 2 equals negative 9. Got it? Let's work a couple more. I'm going to start us on a fresh page. F of x equals 5x plus 3. Please list Actually, hold up. Hold up. I'm going to put it over there, and then you can see it a little clearer. Please list f of 1. Please list f of 0. And please list f of negative 10. Sure. Okay. Give that a shot. I'll put him over here sideways. Blow him up a little bit. Okay? Try that. Pause me now if you need to. Okay, hopefully you have unpaused and are getting ready to work these. Ready? Alright, so f of 1. So I need to put 1 everywhere I see that x. So f of 1 is equal to 5 times 1 plus 3. Because I just took the 1 and put it where I saw the x. So fine. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. F of 1 is equal to 8. Okay? F of 0. 5 times 0 plus 3. Again, I'm just taking this and putting it where I see the x. This equals 0 plus 3, which equals 3. Okay? F of negative 10. 5 times negative 10 plus 3, which equals negative 50 plus 3, which equals negative 47. Okay? Really not so bad once you see what's going on. Let's work another one. Because remember, this is about pumping problems. F of x equals x plus 3. Okay? Please give me f of dog, f of triangle, and f of cat. Now look, don't y'all be all like, oh my god, what am I supposed to do? Relax, we're gonna work these together. Same thing, nothing has changed. You take this and stick it where you see the x. So the answer to this is dog plus 3, which is your answer. Because I don't know what dog is in math. It's just dog. Okay? F of triangle. If you guess it's triangle plus 3, that is correct. All you're doing is taking that and sticking it in there. Okay? F of cat. Indeed, it is cat plus 3. Good job. Okay? Alright, let's try another one. I'm going to change the letter here. And don't get it twisted. Changing the letter does not change the technique. The technique is still the same. Let's do g of x is equal to x squared plus 10. Okay? For those of you who don't know what a square is, it's when you take a number and multiply it times itself. If you're still unfamiliar with that, I actually have a video on squares and roots on here, so you can take a look at that, okay? Otherwise, you can just stick it in your calculator. Alright, so fine. Let's do... Alright, so let's say I need to know g of 5. And let's have g of 0. And let's have g of -5. Alright? I'll work the first one with you. I want you to work the next two after pausing me. So, the technique is not changed. Nothing has changed out here. I'm going to take this and stick it where I see the x. So, fine. We should have 5 squared plus 10. Okay? And that'll yield 25 plus 10. Y'all see I gave up on changing colors. It's too much work. And then 25 plus 10 is indeed 35. Okay? I took this number and stuck it in there and just worked it. If you already know how to do squares, great. You just take the same number and multiply it times itself. If not, put it in your calculator. Okay? Try the next two on your own. Pause me now if you have not already. Last warning on the pause and getting ready to give answers. Remember, all the growth is in your work. You've got to pause me. All right, here we go. 0 squared plus 10. 0 times 0 is just 0. So 0 plus 10, which equals 10. G of 0 equals 10. Okay. This next one, -5 squared plus 10. -5 times -5 is positive 25 plus 10, which equals 35. Ta-da! But wait, Mike, you got the same answer on both. We did. Question, is that a function? Do you remember what we did earlier? Each x should have a different... Or should it? Remember? Hopefully you said this is a function because these are different x's. Good job. But don't worry, that has nothing to do with this one right now, okay? We're just evaluating functions. If you need help with identifying if something's a function or not, look at the previous videos, okay? So fine. Good job if you got this, okay? If not, don't worry, I got plenty more practice coming for you. Let's work another one. H of x equals, say, x plus 10 divided by x. Whoa, Mike, I don't know about all that. Hey, just focus. Nothing has changed out here. Nothing has changed. I'm going to work one with you. I want you to work the next 4. We're just going to take whatever number they stick in that x's place and put it in there. That's it. That's all we're doing. So fine. H of 1. Let's do H of 5. Let's do H of -2. And let's do H of 10. Okay? And let's stick another one in there. Let's do H of don't say 0, because that's going to be a bad time. We're not doing 0. Let's do y'all, I'm doing this in my head, and it's not going to be pretty with just any random numbers because I put a fraction in there. Let's just call it like -1. Okay, you don't want the rest, I promise. All right, ready? All right, so equals, okay, 1 plus 10 divided by 1. Whoa, Mike, how'd you do all that? I just put 1 everywhere there's an X. That's all. There's no voodoo happening out here. Ain't nothing magical happening out here. That's all I did. All right? Cool. So, here, hold up. We use these a lot. Why don't we just... There we go. All right, that should fix it. Here, I need to... Hold up, y'all. I'm gonna try to just get this like to where we can actually, because we really need to be using different colors, to be honest. I'll figure it out another time because I don't know how to work this thing. All right, here we go. All right, fine. Sorry. All right, so fine. 1 plus 10 is 11. Whoa, geez Louise. What happened to our marker? Yikes, Batman. All right, 11 divided by 1. Okay, it looks a little different. And so that should equal 11. Okay, so h of 1 in this case is equal to 11 because we took 1 and added it to 10, which gave us 11, and then we divided it by 1. Why'd you divide by 1? Because we said it's h of 1. So does that mean 1 goes everywhere? It means 1 goes everywhere. There's an x. There's an x here, and there's an x here. Okay? All right? Let's try one more together, and then I want you to do the next on your own. And you can pause me, and obviously I'll walk you through it afterwards, okay? So let's go. Let's put this 5 everywhere we see an x. You try. I'm coming right behind you. Okay? So there should be a 5 here, plus 10. Okay? What's that there on the bottom? A 5. All right? 5 plus 10, 15. Divide that by 5. Okay? 15 divided by 5. Let's do a 3. H of 5 is 3. Okay? Now you try. Pause me. Try on your own. If you don't feel confident yet, rewind back and watch these two that we just did. You're going to do just fine. Okay? Get ready to give answers. If you haven't pause me now. Okay? Here come the answers. Here we go. So for your first ones, we've got a negative 2 plus 10, and we're going to divide that by negative 2. Because again, all we're doing is putting this everywhere we see that x. That's all I did. Okay? So fine. Negative 2 plus 10 is 8. If you're not sure how we did that, if you thought it was 12, if you thought it was 12 and did 12 divided by negative 2, that's still not... I'm not mad at you. Your technique is fine. It just means you need to study negative numbers. Come see us so we can help you with negative numbers, okay? If you ended up with negative 12 here, or if you ended up with 12 here divided by 2 and got 6 or negative 6, I'm not mad at you. This is fine. You still need to clean up because it's still wrong, but your technique is fine. We just need to work on your negative numbers. No big deal, okay? Otherwise, 8 divided by negative 2 and negative 4 is your answer, okay? Don't get hung up on negative numbers. If you're struggling with those, come see us so we can help you with that. But if you got the rest of it just fine, then I'm happy with that. Your technique is good, okay? Fine. Let's take this 10 and stick it everywhere we see an X, okay? Let's do that. 10 plus 10 divided by 10, okay? Should be 20 divided by 10, which equals 2. Okay? This last one, negative 1 plus 10 divided by 10, which equals 9 divided by 10, which when you put in your calculator will be 0.9. Doggone it, guys. I was doing my darndest for you not to end up with decimals or something crazy like that. But, I mean, it happens. Like, it is what it is. Okay? Alrighty. Let's work some more. Let's work some more. Let's work some more. So I'm going to give you a couple to work here on your own. I'm still going to be right here. This video's not ending yet. I'm just giving you some that I want you to work and try to walk on your own 2 feet now, okay? Let's do J. And I know I keep changing the letters, but I really want you to understand the letter does not matter right now. J of x equals x squared. I don't even want you to get hung up on x squared. Just work them. So like, let's say 5x plus 4. Okay. And let's let's just leave it like that. Okay, let's do f of 0. I really like us starting with 0 because it's just a nice solid starting point. And if you know anything about how dopaminergic connections work in your brain, it's very important that you accomplish something before you attempt something a little more challenging. And it's also important that they not all be so easy. Like many things in life, it's a combination of both that makes it work. Seemingly opposite, needing each other, heads and tails, yin and yang. All right, here we go. So, oh wait, we already did f0, so let's do 10. Why not? Okay, give that a shot. Take a couple minutes. Pause me if you have not. Pause me. Because I'm getting ready to give answers. Okay, I'm getting ready to give answers. Okay. Please pause me if you're not paused me yet. Alright, here we go. Incoming answers. So, for this first one, we should have 5 times 0 plus 4, which is 0 plus 4, which means f of 0 equals 4. Okay? For this next one, we should have 5 times negative 5 plus 4, which is negative 25 plus 4, which is negative 21. F of negative 5 equals negative 21. For this next one, we should have 5 times 1 plus 4, which equals 5 plus 4, which equals 9. F of 1 equals 9. 5 times 10 plus 4 equals 50 plus 4, which equals 54. F of 10 equals 54. Okay? Good stuff. Hopefully, oh wait, I keep throwing the F in there. It's J. Those of you who noticed it, good job. I accidentally stuck the wrong letter in there. J. J. Does it matter, Mike? Not really, but it's kind of messy to not. Sorry. There you go. Alright, good job. Alright, let's work some more. Alright, I'm going to give you plenty of problems because this is about working it. It's about swinging at it, okay? Alrighty, try this one. F of x, we finally return back to F, equals, let's say, 2/3. 10 minus x. Mike, what are you doing? Fractions? No. Yes. Okay. Now I'll give you a hint. When you have a fraction involved with something, don't get hung up on the fraction. Do not get hung up on the fraction. Here's what you can do to make the fraction a little more digestible. Okay? Take this right here. Here, I'll show you. Take this bad boy right here and put it in your calculator and have it spit out a decimal for you. Okay? And then you can either write underneath it what the decimal is, or you can just multiply it straight from the calculator. Now, if you already know how to put fractions in your calculator, great. But if not, just divide the fraction first, and then you can literally just scribble that out, and now it's 0.67 times, whatever you're putting in there for x, okay? If you don't know what I just said and you're kind of like, huh? Don't worry. We're going to work a couple examples here for this, okay? All right. Let's try it. Let's do f of 0. Let's do f of 1. Let's do f of 6. And let's do f of 10. All right? I'll do f of 0 with you. So we're going to do f of 0 is equal to 2/3 times 10 minus 0. Which means 2/3 is times 10, because 10 minus 0 is 10. At this point, you can either put this straight in your calculator and get the decimal, okay? Here, let me move all this stuff down so you can see what happens if we do that. And let me make it smaller too, because these fractions are going to require us to have a little more space. And let's make this a little smaller too, so we have a little more space. Oh my god, please. There we go. Oh, okay, okay. You clearly want to stay there. I'm not going to fight you. Alright, so 2/3. So you can put this in your calculator and it will give you 0.66, you know, forever. And you can take that and multiply that times 10, which will give you 6.6 forever. Or you can leave it as a fraction and just multiply. So these are two different ways. This is one possibility if you decide to do the decimal way. If you want to do it the other way, you can say, okay, 2/3 times 10. So 10 times 2 is 20, and then you just leave the denominator alone, 20/3. These are both the same. These are both the same thing. 0.6 forever is the same thing as 20/3, or 20 divided by 3. Put in your calculator, see for yourself. So it doesn't matter which way you decided to work this one. Either or is okay. It's only because it's a fraction, okay? But you gotta, you know, if you're scared of fractions, come see us. Don't get hung up on this one problem just because it's got a fraction in it. If it does have if that freaks you out, like for the rest of these, it's no big deal. Come see us so we can help you with fractions. Tell us, hey, Mike, I'm freaked out about fractions, and we'll help you with that. Okay. All right. Let's do another one. So f of 1 equals 2/3 times 10 minus 1, which is equal to 2/3 times 9. And again, when you put this in your calculator, you'll either get that 0.6 forever times 9, which will give you 6. Or, if you work it the other way, you'll get 2/3 times 9, which will give you 18 divided by 3, which is 6. So however you want to work fractions, you'll get to the right answer. Okay? Again, if you're still scratching your head like, fractions, fine. Just watch through this and then go on to the next one. We can help you with fractions, though. You do need to tell us if you're hung up on fractions, okay? F of 6 equals 2/3 times 10 minus 6. Okay, because remember, this number is going here. So it went here, okay? So this is equal to 2/3 times 4. And 2/3 times 4 is 8 divided by 3. I like to leave them as fractions. I don't like to mess with decimals. Decimals technically are inaccurate if they go on forever. I think you're better off leaving it as an improper fraction. But if your teacher asks for decimals, just put it in your calculator, it'll spit out a decimal, and round it to the place that they ask you for. 2/3 times 10 minus 10. Again, this went here because it's over here next to the 10 minus in the original. And we do 2/3 times 0, which is 0. This is like the one clean answer we've gotten all day. Yay! Okay? Got it? Okay, another one. How about g of x equals... Here, let me scooch this down. We'll make it a long one. How about g of x equals 2 times x minus 3 plus x squared? Okay? Some of y'all like, Mike, what are you doing? Nothing has changed out here, honey. Slow down. All we're going to do is put these numbers everywhere we see an X. It doesn't matter if 8 billion X's show up. Unless they're all mad at you, then it does. Okay, here we go. All right, let's do this. There we go. I just made us a little more space. Alrighty, ready? Okay, we're going to stick this 0 everywhere we see the X's. Okay, ready? Let's do it. Alright, so g of 0 is the same thing as 2 times 0 minus 3 plus 0. Okay? Oh, sorry, 0 squared. There you go. Okay? Where did we get all that? We simply copied where it is with the X in the original problem and left everything the exact same as it is in the original problem. Notice the 2 is still there. The minus 3 is still there. The plus is still there. The square is still there. Everything is still in its proper place. The only thing that changes are those red marks, the places where the X was. That is all we're doing. Okay? So fine. We have 2 times, what is 0 minus 3? Put it in your calculator if you don't know. Negative 3 plus 0 squared. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. 0 squared, 0 times itself is 0. So this equals negative 6. G of 0 is negative 6. Okay? G of 1 is equal to 2 times 1 minus 3 plus 1 squared. Whoa, 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 Mike, what are you doing? I'm putting the 1 everywhere we see the X. Remember? We take this number here and stick it everywhere we see the X. So that's here and here. Okay? So 2 times, what is 1 minus 3? Negative 2. And what is 1 times itself? What is 1 squared? 1. Whoa. iPad? Okay, there we go. Whew. The iPad was dying on me. Okay? 2 times negative 2 is negative 4 plus 1. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. G of 1 is negative 3. Okay? Let's do it. We've got G of 3. So let's go 2 times 3 minus 3 plus 3 squared. And you can see where everything came from. This 3 came from right here. And this 3 came from right here. Okay? Now let's work it step by step. 2 times, what is 3 minus 3? 0. Plus 3 squared. 2 times 0 is 0. And 3 times itself is 9. 0 plus 9 is 9. So G of 3 equals 9. Okay? Alright, now it's your turn. You work these next ones all on your own. If you need help, come back and watch these. Okay, so I'm going to list you some practice problems here. Try to blaze through them on your own without looking at the answers. I do expect that you have been watching and working with me on most of these. I don't necessarily expect that you've been working most of these on your own so far. But from here on out, I do want you working most of these on your own. If you don't feel confident yet, go backwards and look at what we've worked on up to this point. These next ones are for you to gather your confidence, okay? Here we go. For this, I'm going to actually write the problem straight so you can see it really well. Why don't you do that start, Mike? Anna. All right. Here we go. Give me h of 0. Give me h of 2. Give me h of negative 10. And give me h of 1. Pause me. Give it a shot. Go. Okay. Hopefully you've paused. If you have not, please pause and try this first. Rewind the video if you need another example. This is not an example. This is for you. Okay? All right. Here we go. Let's rock and roll. So let's put the 0 everywhere we see an x. All right. So 2 times 0 plus 3 plus 0 squared. See where that came from? 2 times 3 plus 0 squared. 2 times 3 is 6. 0 squared is 0. 0. H of 0 equals 0. Okay. Let's put this 2 everywhere we see an x. I think I need to do this in a different color too so you can see what's going on. Let's do this. This should complement it well. Let's go 2 times 2 plus 3 plus 2 squared. Where'd all that come from? This came from here, and this came from here. And why'd we do 2? Because that is what is here. Okay? And so our next step, 2, what is 2 plus 3? Times 5. Plus, what is 2 times itself? 2 squared? 4. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 4, which equals 14. H of 2 equals 14. Let's circle these when they're done. Okay? Alright, our next one. I'll zoom out so we can keep the original problem in sight. I think that's very important when you're learning things. Or I think it can be beneficial. Let's do, because I don't think that green, I think green was a little too bright. Alright, 2 times negative 10 plus 3 equals negative 10 squared. We put negative 10. Here, we need to use the same color for highlighting though. We put negative 10 everywhere we saw an x in the original. 2 times was negative 10 plus 3. Okay, negative 7. Oh, did I put an equal sign there? Hopefully y'all caught my little typo there. Plus, there we go. And then plus negative 10 squared. I can tell I'm starting to get tired, so I might have to... Then again, it is 9 something, so alright. And then 2 times negative 7 is negative 14 plus negative 10 squared. Okay. And then, let's move this down some more because we're kind of squishing him out. Negative 14 plus negative 10 squared is, so what is negative 10 times itself? If you don't know, put in calculator. 100, okay? And negative 14 plus 100 is 86. All right? H of negative 10 is 86. Oh, that's a highlighter. We need the... Okay. All right. One more. H of 1. So H of 1, let's put that everywhere we see the X in the original problem. And again, I'm going to highlight it for you so you can see. Okay. All right. So 2 times what is 1 plus 3? 4 plus 1 squared. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 squared is 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. H of 1 equals 9. Okay? Got it? Good. Another one. Let's do b of x is equal to x plus 5 over x minus 5. A fraction, Mike? Yes. Get over it. All right, ready? All right, and what we're going to do here is we'll have b of 0. We'll have b of 1. And we'll have b of 10. Try this on your own. Do not wait for me just because it's a fraction. Move on. Same technique. We're simply putting the 0 everywhere we see. We're simply putting the 0. You're putting the number everywhere you see an x. Try it. All right. Pause me if you have not paused me already, because I'm getting ready to work this thing. All right. Hopefully you're ready. Here we go. So 0 plus 5 over 0 minus 5. Where'd we get that? We put the 0 everywhere you see the x. Okay? And so 0 plus 5 is 5. And 0 minus 5 is negative 5. So 5 divided by negative 5. Well, 5 divided by negative 5 is indeed negative 1. Here, I'd rather keep going down with this so you can kind of see what's going on. That's negative 1. So b of 0 equals negative 1. Okay, let's zoom out so you can keep the original problem in sight. These are kind of bigger because of the fraction, so I must make them smaller after we work it, okay? All right, let's do the next one. b of 1. b of 1 should be equal to 1 plus 5 over 1 minus 5. Because 1, because it's there, and it goes there because that's where the x's are. Everything else stays the same. So this is equal to 6 divided by negative 4. That's going to give you a fraction. So we're going to do, I'm just going to call it negative 6/4. And that is what b of 1 is. This is not simplified, but I'm not trying to teach you 5,000 things in one lesson. If you got just that, this for me is acceptable for today. This is not a complete answer though. You had to have done one of a couple things. Either simplified this or turned it into a mixed fraction or turned it into a straight up decimal, which should be 1.6 forever. Okay? Any of these are okay because it's a fraction. If that blows your brain up and you did make it this far, that is acceptable for today. Okay? Your technique is fine. It just means we need to look at fractions. If your technique is good and you got this far, you are okay with me. It means we need to look at fractions together, and that is okay. All right, great. Now, b of 10. Oh wait, I said we were going to shrink these, right? All right, let's do that real quick. b of 10. So this should be 10 plus 5 divided by 10 minus 5, which comes out to 15 divided by 5, because 10 plus 5 is 15 and 10 minus 5 is 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And for the first time, or not the first time, but compared to that last one, this one's kind of ugly. b of 10 is 3. Okay? Yikes. Trying here. Alright, if you need extra practice, use your worksheets. practice on those. If you have additional questions, come on with it. I may make a part 2 to this. I probably will make a part 2 of this. But work these here and just see how well it goes for you, okay? On the next video, I will give you some more practice problems for this, and we will talk about graphing. For today, my brain is slowing down, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready for bed. Y'all have a good night. I hope this was helpful. And like I said, if you need additional help, come on by the training center. We will get you taken care of. We will talk more about that process and how that goes soon at a gathering in the auditorium. And yeah, so have a good night.